Hey guys, I'm back with another Love and Hip Hop New York review, season 10, episode 12. So, guys, I'm not going to waste your time. Let's get right into it. Okay, so this episode starts off where we actually left off with Remy Ma and Pat Poose riding in a car on their way to court. Um, Now I remember exactly what Remy Ma was being charged with. She was being charged with punching Brittany. I can't think of her whole name that they call her. I believe it's Brittany Taylor. I'm just guessing off the top of my head. But it's the little girl from last season, and she looks like a little girl to me. She's really tiny with the two ponytails, and her hair was blue. So she was a little girl with a big mouth. I do remember that. So allegedly, Remy Ma and her had some words or got into it, and she said that Remy Ma had punched her in the face. So Remy Ma was actually facing up to a year in prison had she been found guilty of those charges. But everything went in her favor. Her and her husband went into the courtroom, and they found her not guilty on the charges. So all the charges was dropped. So of course, her and her husband at the next scene is walking out of the courtroom, and she's happy and he's happy, and they're just saying how they're happy they're able to put this behind them and move on with their life or whatever. So congratulations on that. I'm glad that she's not going to jail. I'm glad that at this point in her life, I know Remy is definitely 40 plus some odd years old. She's able to stay out of jail, stay out of trouble, and to just focus on being a mother and a wife and just staying out of trouble. So, congratulations to Remy Ma on that. Moving right along. Okay, next we have Jonathan and Sin and Yandy. They meet up at this little cute little outdoor area downtown in New York. I believe that is a little sitting area in Times Square near 42nd Street. They had these cute little table and chair set that's different colors, and I go to New York pretty often, and I'm very familiar with Times Square, so that's what they look like. They're sitting outside, look like it's a nice day outside. So it's Jonathan, Sin, and Yandy, and they meet up and they're sipping on their coffee, and basically Yandy just brings up what happened in the last episode when her and Jonathan was invited to Samaya tea sipping party, where Samaya wanted to get Jonathan, Yandy, and she invited Kim, Bella, and Chrissy to like a tea party, and she basically wanted them to try her new herbal tea. It's supposed to be a common tea that helps relax the mind and stuff like that, and she just wanted to get them four together to see if she could bring them some type of peace, if they could work out their issues and their kinks. But of course, when Yandy's explaining to Jonathan and Sin, when she gets there, she's not in a real tea sipping, calm type of mood. She's upset because of the way what Kim Bella did the last time they were together, when Kim Bella threw the drink at her. They was about to fight and everything. So Yandy looks like she came to the tea party ready to fight. That whole outfit that Yandy had on, and mind you, I like Yandy. It looked like she came straight out of Compton or something, with some big earrings on, a hat, red lipstick, a sweatsuit. It was giving me vibes that you came to fight, but at the same time you had this real big long wig on your head with another hat on top of that, with big hoop gold earrings and red lipstick. So you had the right gear on, I guess, as far as the sweatsuit and the hat, but the big earrings and the red lipstick, I just don't see how that was like an outfit ready, like to try to dress up for combat. But anyways, but I like Yandy, and I understand where Yandy's coming from about how Kimbella is acting and how she's popping off, and you know how disrespectful she has been throughout this whole thing towards Yandy. So, you know, she just was saying that Yandy was letting Jonathan and Sin know that when she got there and, you know, they all sat down, of course, you could feel the tension in the air. And then Samaya had them all pick, like, out affirmations that they all were going to read. And she wanted you to read it and read it out loud, but she only wanted you to read it if it really resonated with you, with your spirit. So of course, everybody reads theirs out loud, and then Yandy, they gets to Yandy, and then Yandy, her affirmation, she wasn't feeling it, and of course Yandy's not going to be feeling it because Yandy wasn't really in that type of vibe. You know, Yandy had obviously Yandy knew that they were going to be there because of the way she came dressed, and her affirmation actually said. Something along the lines that she was ready to forgive anybody in the past that had hurt her. So Yandy pulled Samaya to the side and explained to her that, you know, her affirmation, she doesn't feel it in her heart, and she's really not in the right energy to be in here right now, and she just feels as though it's best that she remove herself and she leave. So okay, Yandy ends up leaving. So Jonathan, being the loyal friend that he is, he's riding with Yandy. Even though, yes, Jonathan is neutral with Kimbella, Chrissy, and I feel as though with all the ladies, but yes, Yandy is his best friend, and he's being loyal to Yandy, and that's where his loyalty lies, and I don't feel like that anybody should be mad at him about that. If anything, I feel like that's to be commendable, because so many people nowadays, you know, to your face, they'll say they're your best friend or they got your best interest at heart, but behind your back it's a totally different story. So you need friends like Jonathan, somebody that's going to stick up for you behind your back, not just tell you, you know, nice things to your face, but actually have your back when you're not there. So Jonathan, you know, he came with Yandy. Yandy left. So he let Samaya know that he was going to leave too. Kimbella, whom I can't stand this season, you know, she's up there making her face, talking about something, yeah, I knew you would leave, you know, you always ride with her, this, that, and the third. And Jonathan, you know, explained himself clear, just like a grown man, and he let Kimbella know, I came with Yandy. Yandy is my friend. No offense to anybody else here in the room, but yes, Yandy is my friend, and she left, and you know she left on the terms of she wasn't feeling right, and she was ready to leave, and I came with her, and I'm leaving with her too. Bottom line, that's just the way it go, Kimbella. It doesn't matter if you come in there with somebody, whoever. I was raised that way. If you come with somebody, that's who you leave with. Whether or not I'm cool with you or cool with this person or not, I'm here with who I'm loyal to, who's my best friend. That's who I came with. That's who I'm leaving with. That's just the way it goes. So, anyway, I don't really get the vibe, like I said, from Kimbella. She's not too street smart. Just she don't have a lot of common sense. You can tell because just I just pick up a dizzy, dippy, broad type of vibe from her. So I really don't even take her too serious because it's just like, is she serious? Like, did she just say that? So I kind of look at her kind of like an airhead a little bit. Like, she's not like really big with common sense. Okay? So, with that being said, moving right along, we get into Safari and Erica, my favorite couple on the show this season. And this is really cool, guy. They're driving through Brooklyn, New York, Flatbush area to be exact. That's where Safari grew up at. And him and Erica is actually riding in the back of the car, and they're driving through Brooklyn, and he's taking her to his old high school, and you know the area where he grew up at, and showing her he has a new billboard, and the billboard sits right up in Brooklyn in the Flatbush area, I believe right next to the high school that he used to attend. So that is like really awesome. Like I'm honestly, like I said before from last episode, I'm really, really proud of Safari because I seen Safari grind from when he first broke up with Nicki Minaj, and people used to clown Safari all the time because Safari is not like your typical hood guy. He's not confrontational. Um, he has his own style. He's not a follower. He's a leader. He's Jamaican, so he always stay true to his ethnicity, far as his Jamaican culture, always repping the music, doing the reggae, even when people booed him off stage. Yes, last year sometimes Safari was booed off a stage. But Safari is the type of person that he does not care about what anybody thinks about him. And he's going to be him regardless. No, he's not confrontational. But yes, he is a man and he will stand up and protect himself and his family if he has to. But no, he's not out here trying to get into no shootouts and lose his life. He has too much to live for. And it seems like everything is coming up for him now on the coming up. And I'm just like, congratulations. I just see him grind. Now people is like, checking for his music. And that's pretty cool. So I'm glad for Safari and Erica. It's just funny how Safari, which of course everybody loves Safari's personality, he literally climbs up top to the billboard. He said he wanted to stand close to it and, just look down, and, he's just feeling himself right now. He's feeling happy and he can see all his hard work, starting to pay off. And I'm shocked, but I'm actually happy for Safari. I always was rooting for him. I didn't know what was going to happen really with his music because honestly I didn't really see a lane for Safari, but I love people like Safari. I don't see a lane for you, and he didn't probably see a lane, but he created his own lane. I'm into that. So congratulations, Safari. Yelling straight. You got everybody yelling straight now after they was laughing at you. So see, look at God. Look how he can turn everything around. I bet you now people will want to do records with Safari. I bet you now people want to incorporate that on their hooks. Watch. So you should never, discourage people or laugh at them or, try to deter them from their dreams when they're trying. And right now they don't have no popularity and people don't notice them, but they constant grind. So that just goes to show that if God has something for you, the door will be open. No matter who closes it, the door will be open. And that is what's happening for Safari, and I just see it. So congratulations to Safari and Erica on everything that they got going on right now. Erica's a little, on edge right now because, even though she's proud of her husband's accomplishments, and she's, saying that she feels as though because he's putting new music and stuff out right now, he might have to go away for a couple of weeks. He might have to go on tour, and she's 9 months pregnant, and she could give birth at any minute. So she's worried about, having to, pick up, go back to Atlanta, and he might not even be there for the birth of his daughter. So I understand her concerned about that. So that's where she's at right now. And she's like, I'm happy for his accomplishments. And, Safari was always the underground. And now everything is coming to forefront for him. But I just don't want him to get, his career, put his career before his family, his new family, and his new daughter that's on the way. But actually, I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't feel like he's going to put them before him. But Erica, you do have to understand that Safari definitely does need to be there for the birth of his daughter. But you do have to understand, what you signed up for, what type of career your husband has that might call for him to be away for weeks and going on tour or whatever they have to do to be a music artist and everything. And that is what he does to provide for his family. So at the same time, he does have to make sure he gets out there and promote his music and do what he has to do, because that is how he's going to provide for you and the family. So you have to let a man be a man, and you have to let him go handle his business. There might be some times that, keep it real with you, that you might be alone. Some nights or some days you might be alone with your new baby, your daughter, and the family. But you have to keep in mind that if he's out there and he's working and he's doing what he got to do to be able to provide for you, so you could stay at home with your baby and your family and not have to get up and go work a job, a 9 to 5 or anything like that, then I would just really just be grateful for that. Okay, so moving right along, we're going to get into Jim Jones and Chrissy. Okay, now we finally starting to get Jim Jones. Him and Chrissy, of course, is back on the show. Maybe Jim Jones realized now, since he's back on the show, that he actually needs to participate, to actually do a couple of scenes with Chrissy. No matter how hard it is, it seems like it is to drag him in there to do a scene. Jim Jones and Chrissy, meet up and they talk about how I don't know whether it was a couple years ago or how long ago it was, but Mama Jones, y'all remember Mama Jones, Jim Jones' mom, but psychotic from seasons ago. Miss Crazy Mama Jones, her house had burned down. So Chrissy is supposed to be into real estate and into interior design now. So Jim Jones, got Mama Jones' house redone over. Basically, must have had it, gutted out and fixed and remodeled since the fire. Because Mama Jones was not staying in her house. She said she'd been staying in hotels. So I'm sure that is a relief. Now, the house looked beautiful. Okay, but the problem is that Jim is saying that Mama Jones is going to have a problem when she finds out that Chrissy was the one who designed her home, who did all the interior decorating, what was inside of the house. Chrissy was the one who decorated everything, and Chrissy and Mama Jones is not on the best of terms. They never have been. I just feel like, truth be told, Mama Jones never liked Chrissy. She never really liked her for her son, for whatever her personal reasons is. So she did not want or like the idea of Chrissy decorating her home and having anything to do with designing her home, period. Okay. So also when Chrissy and Jim meet up, they discuss Samaya. Chrissy lets Jim know how Samaya invited her and Kimbella to a tea party, and it was supposed to be all about the calm tea party. So Jim was like, that's good, you out here, you making friends, basically letting her know she's being friendly, and that's a good thing now. And she had the nerve to say, oh, I'm not making friends, it's more so I'm out here tolerating people. Let me tell you something. I honestly, I do not like Chrissy. I ain't even gonna lie to you guys. I do not like Chrissy. I feel like Chrissy is a bully. I feel like she's a big old bully. Chrissy is definitely like 50 something years old. Don't get me wrong. I'm not coming for her age, because I don't believe in coming for women's age, because she looks amazing for her age. But the way she carries herself is ridiculous. She just comes off as angry and bullyish and masculine, and she want to use her she seems like she's a big girl. The way she dragged Kimbella, like she want to use her brute force. I am not a fan of her, and for whatever reason Jim Jones just will not marry her, no matter how many times she get down and propose like she the man. No matter what she do, Jim Jones is not going to marry you. And he probably don't want to marry you because you angry. That's what I'm coming to the realization. And then plus you don't get along with his mom. So that's another thing. Jim is a Cancer. Not to bring zodiac signs in it, but yes, Jim is a Cancer, and Cancers are big, and I can say that for a fact. Probably the male and the females I know as a female. I'm very close with my mom, so you not getting along with my mom, or especially my mom family, or especially my mom, it will not work between me and you, because I can't have that type of tension between me and my mom, or you and my mom. You have to love my mom. My mom is very lovable, so I'm not asking you to love somebody that's mean and just you like nobody but God probably loves that person. So that's not the type of person I'm asking you to love. I'm asking you to love a loving person, a caring person. So if you don't get along with my mom, then guess what? This ain't gonna work. You can't stay. So bye. But yeah, like I said, Chrissy just always comes across as a mean girl. Her actually this season on the show, Chrissy's a mean girl to me. Tahiri is definitely a mean girl. Kimbella is a mean girl, and I just feel like they all old heads, and they all too old to be acting the way they're acting with this bully, mean attitude, wanting to fight all the time. It's just really not becoming for ladies of their age. It is never becoming for any women of any age to be out here fighting like they're animals in the street, wrestling and you know like they're like I said, like they're animals. That's never be coming. But to see these women at this age acting like that is really ridiculous. So Chrissy, girl, bye. Moving right along. Okay, so next we have Erica and Tahiri. They meet up. Erica meets up with Tahiri. They sit down like a little, look like a little restaurant, and Erica walks in, and mind you, she's 9 months pregnant. Excuse me, she looks like she's about to birth any second. She has this cute little sweater outfit on with the top and the pants, and then she has her whole stomach out with this long sweater over it. It looks really nice. Me personally, I'm not the type of person that if I was even to get pregnant at this age in my life, I would walk out with my whole stomach bare. That's just not the thing for me, but I get it, you know. Maybe it's for younger women, they feel like that looks cute, walking out with their whole stomach just bare with outfits on that look like you should not wear while you're pregnant. The newer generation, I see that they find that cute and acceptable, so that's their thing, but that's not my thing. So, but nevertheless, she looks amazing, you know, she looks really nice pregnant. So Erica is just telling Safari about, you know, how she's having Braxton Hicks, which is contractions. You know, she could be having this baby any day. And, you know, like I said, she's a little bit upset because they're at NYC, but they actually live in Atlanta. And I didn't know that. But they actually live in Atlanta, and they only came to New York to get married. And they end up staying for that plus the baby shower. But she's ready to get back to Atlanta and trying to get prepared for the baby because the baby is coming. So she's just saying that she hopes that Safari is coming back with her because she's ready to go back, and they're about to have a baby, and they got to get things together like the nursery. You know, she was saying that they had to get the bassinet for the baby, so they don't have none of their stuff together yet for the baby. She said, we got to, you know, get the baby stuff together. The baby have to have a place to sleep. So she's just worried about that, you know, rightfully so. I mean, she's a pregnant woman. She's about to give birth, but she does have her husband. You know, she was just talking about like how different it is now. Like when she had her first child, her son King, I believe he's like around 12 or 11, somewhere like that. She was a single mom, and you know how hard it was, you know, becoming a mother and being a single mom on top of that. But thank God this situation is totally different. Now she has a husband, so she has a partner, and she has help that's going to be there with her baby, and she will not be a single mother again. Okay, so they meet for that. Her and Tahiri just sit back, talk about that back and forth, and that's that. So then next you have Fresher, the artist Fresher that I was telling you guys about last episode. I couldn't really think of his name, but I knew it was Fresh. I thought it was Fresh, but it's Fresher. He meets up with the girl Jada. I guess she's another artist. I'm not really sure what type of business Fresher and Jada was doing together, but allegedly Jada is saying, I guess it's music, that Jada was saying that Fresher owed her allegedly some money, and it's supposed to be a nice amount of money. So Fresher has the baby mom, Jen, the one who seems like she's like she don't take no stuff. She seems like she's obsessively jealous when it comes to her man. Y'all know women like that. Women that are very extremely jealous. But women that are like that they have honestly they have a lot of insecurities. They are jealous because they are afraid of other women taking their man, and that's why they come across that way. But from my understanding, I can see why Jen Fresher's baby mom would be upset and on edge about him dealing with the girl Jada any type of way, because from the first couple of episodes, if I'm not mistaken, Jada made it seem like it was something personal going on between them, and I think she did say that they had messed around or something had happened because her and Jen had met up. I believe a couple episodes ago, and her and Jen was about to get in a fight. So it's already a big issue with them, but I can understand her being upset about her kid's father, messing around behind her back with another female. But once again, ladies, it's not the female that you need to be going after. If you are allegedly in a monogamous relationship with a man, and it's you and him, and you find out that he is sleeping with another woman behind your back, you do not have an issue with the other woman. The person that you need to confront, and I'm not saying fight, cuss out, do none of that. If you want to confront him and let him know that you know that he's cheating, then you need to take that up between you and him, because you and him is the one that made the vows for as however what type of relationship you're going to have, whether it's going to be monogamous or whether or not he's going to be sleeping with other people. Okay, so stop coming for the woman, because the woman is not the person that you need to come for. You need to actually go to your man. So I wish a lot of women would actually take that into consideration. I really do wish they would take it into consideration. So next we have Joe Budden. Next we have Joe Budden and Remy Ma. They meet up and they talk about the state of the culture. And they talk about his like his podcast, and they talk about rappers from the past like Big Pun, and rest in peace Big Pun. He was a rapper from the late 90s, early 2000s. I remember Big Pun. I don't want to be a player no more. So they talk about that, and Remy Ma just talked about how Big Pun, actually saved her life, and she paid homage to him. So that's cool. Okay. So then you actually, they sit down, and it looks like, honestly, I will say for Joe Budden, it seems like everything is on the up and coming for him. It seems like his podcast is taking off. He used to try to be a rapper back in the day, but that didn't work out too much. So now he's doing this whole podcast thing, and I see the growth in Joe Budden, so I'm proud of him. Okay, so, with that being said, I want to make sure I didn't miss out on nobody. And, that's really just my personal opinions of the last episode of Love and Hip Hop New York, season 10, episode 12. And, I want to leave off with one more thing. I just have to commend Safari for the event that he put together. I gotta mention Pat Pooh's Fresher and Safari. They killed it. I like that song. We supposed to get rich. So I just want to say I'm here for it, and I just see all their hard work is taking off. I see Safari taking off. Safari is lit right now, in my opinion. I'm a fan of Safari, so I'm definitely going to be streaming, downloading some of his music or whatever, listening to his album. So I just want to leave off with that, guys, and I want to say thank you for actually tuning in, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and have a good day. Bye.